Hey folks, Lemonade here, and today we get a 2-for-1 video, the brand new, long-awaited Atlantis Mini and Lamzu's first ever mouse pad, the Energon. Some good, some bad. Let's get into it right after this.
You're fucking. Oh my god. This nigga's hacking, bro. No, he's not. You shouldn't have peeked that.
If you decide you like this video while watching at some point, don't forget to like and sub down below. It really does help the channel out a lot. Thanks. We're going to knock out the specs here first, folks, and I'm going to put those right up here for you. Now, in terms of this Atlantis Mini, I was initially really hyped when they made this announcement, as I much prefer smaller mice, and we were expecting it to come out sometime around November, December of last year. Obviously, that got held up a little bit. That said, I do got to give credit to Lamzu in not only launching the original Atlantis here with such success, but following up so quickly with the release of the Mini and now their first mousepad. They really are building out a nice product lineup here, and it's a shame that other companies just can't seem to keep up with their pace. Now, of course, I'm going to be making some comparisons with the original Atlantis, but now fast forward to having used the Mini for a few weeks, and I'm feeling a bit meh. Now, listen, it's a personal thing, so don't write off the Mini just yet, because there is a lot of good here considering the price. Starting off with the packaging, it's the same experience you get with the original Atlantis, with that kind of book style box filled to the brim with goodies. The best stock cable in the game returns with their angled USB-C connector to reduce cable drag. They did change the USB-C receiver or dongle from this original over here kind of metal, cheaper looking housing to a more premium on-brand diamond cut see-through Atlantis blue color with the Lamzu logo in the middle. That said, I would like to see a rubberized version of this so that it holds onto my desk a little bit better, or at least on one side of it in future iterations. You also get grip tape replacement skates, larger ones, and we'll get into that in a little bit, and even dot skates, which is new from the original Atlantis packaging. That said, I do really wish this grip tape was color matched to the white mouse and not black, but hey, it's free and it's quite good, so I'm not going to harp too much on that. Overall, the packaging experience is a 10 out of 10, and that's something, Lamzu, I hope you never change. Now, in terms of the actual mouse here, there is a lot of the same with the original, which is a good thing, and a few things got updated. But let's touch on QC real quick. Overall fit and finish does feel good, but I do actually have some major creaking on my copy from the side here and on the bottom of the mouse. Take a listen versus the original. Now, that's obviously a shame and hopefully only an issue on my copy, but I would love to hear from other Mini owners down in the comments below to see if this is a bit more widespread. Now, in my original video, which you can watch here if you like, I had issues with the wobbly kind of rocky feeling as you can see here, of the bottom and the side to side play on mouse 1 and 2. Now, did these get resolved? Happy to say yes. So mouse 1 and mouse 2, as you can see here, have pretty much no side play compared to the original, especially when you have them fully pressed. In terms of click feel, they feel crispy and tactile with nice tensioning, and that goes for the side buttons here as well. Now the middle mouse click does feel a touch heavier and less spammable, so keep that in mind if you use that a lot. The scroll also feels a little bit tighter in general, so I'd say I prefer the implementation on the original Atlantis more for scrolling, but this isn't bad by any means. So what about that side to side wobble? Well, Lamzu listened and gave us an updated skate design. So stock, it comes with these 4 corner feet, but you can opt to put the larger bottom and top skates that come in the package, and this time the bottom skate comes more to the edge, and that eliminates that wobble effect. In terms of the actual skate glide, they feel just as smooth and buttery as the original, so no complaints here, and honestly I really wouldn't swap these out personally. I would like to add down here the on and off switch is a little bit more raised and more defined, so it's just easier to activate than the original. And one small detail on the mouse that I didn't catch at first, it did shave off the USB-C charging ports housing that kind of stuck out right here on the original, and now it just sits very flush on the mini. Very nice touch. Now the sensor performance is pretty much exactly the same on these, and as it should be, because it's the same 3395 and CompX MCU. Overall, it was consistent with 0 in-game issues that I encountered. All right, let's talk about this coating. It's exactly the same as the original, meaning it's non-existent. It's just plain regular plastic. I really wish they just added some coating or texturing at the least to the Atlantis. I hear that the black version does have a coating, so hopefully we can see that on later versions of the colored ones. It really is kind of quite cheap in feeling, and honestly just definitely requires the use of the included grip tape. So far, this all sounds pretty good. It's better or about the same as the original, and it's a mini version, so Lemonade, you must like this for fingertip grip, right? Not so much. Okay, so at first I was just really underwhelmed how I felt in game, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, eventually I did figure out why. This ledge right here on both sides, the upwards flare of the sides. By that I mean how it kind of flares up and out from the grip width area down here, compared to other mice which are fairly even in that respect. Now, this was a feature on the original, but since it's a larger and taller mouse in general, where my fingers would naturally rest, this area is just flatter in general, so I just never had that issue of touching into this sloped area. But on the mini, since it's just smaller, and as I adjust my fingers in game, I feel that upward slope much more often, and it just rubs me the wrong way, like I'm fighting this weird edge and it feels almost unstable. I just felt way more consistent on the regular Atlantis when I started bouncing between the two of them for testing. If you were wanting a smaller Atlantis due to your hand size and you use claw grip though, it's still a really good choice to pick up the mini. But I think personally, I'd pick the Ninjutsu Sora for claw grip over this for its overall fit and finish. Coating, the weight balancing is actually a little bit less in weight than the mini and a little bit smaller than the original Atlantis, so it kind of sits in between both sizes. That said, the mini here is a little bit cheaper and it includes a few extra goodies in the box. So for you to decide, I just think the overall product and kind of target market is probably more well suited with the Sora. Now, if you were looking for a great fingertip grip mouse, honestly, I would just say pass and just grab the Pulsar X2 Mini instead. It's just so damn good for fingertip grip. Plus, you have many more color options and collabs to choose from, including Board Z and Random Prank Piece. upcoming models. If you want a full breakdown of this mouse or the Sora, check out the videos in the description or up on the card here. Okay, so on to the Energon Mousepad. And I'm not usually overly hyped about black squares these days, but hey, it's Lamzu's first, so I had to see what they cooked up. And this one is a banger. Essentially, we have a $35 artisan Raiden with fantastic below the surface stitching, a solid, good enough base, especially for this price point. It comes flat packed, a very nice touch, and the base is essentially a soft. So anyone who loved the Raiden but didn't enjoy the feeling of the mid or the X soft, well, here you are. Finally have a Raiden in soft, and you're saving a few bucks. And it's so incredibly silky smooth, making micro adjustments very satisfying and effortless. It's a very fast pad. It uses this nylon lycra blend here to achieve this kind of level of smoothness. And then they couple it with that soft synthetic rubber base that just gives it that nice level of ample control when needed. It's truly a great first entry into the mousepad space from Lamzu. I've seen worse from other companies who specialize in mousepads, and it seems like Lamzu really just likes to knock things out the park on their first try. The closest I currently have in my collection is the Esports Tiger Grandmaster Ling. Again, a video is already on my channel of this if you want a more detailed look. And it's honestly very close in all aspects, from the stitching to the base. Of course, this comes with a pretty cool Uzi design on it, but the surface is a little bit different in its weave, providing a little bit more texture than the Energon. So I would give it to Lamzu here for just that pure silkiness, and because of that, it's also a little quieter. Take a listen here. Overall, Lamzu continues to impress with the quality of their products, the incredible value, and the speed at which they introduce new releases. And each time it seems like they really know what gamers are looking for that just isn't quite out there yet. A step ahead, if you will. Bravo, Lamzu. And on that note, all my socials are down below, along with any affiliate links and discount codes. If you had a good time with me today, likes and subs are always appreciated. Let me know what your thoughts were in the comments down below. But until the next Fresh Squeeze video, stay thirsty, folks.